What it do, homies? We are here with a donation request. This time we are checking out a new artist to me, Chris Webby. They said they don't know how to describe this, right? But it's called Raw Thoughts, and it's 7. So there's 7 of these. So this is where we're starting, right? Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up. I have no idea what's going on here. So, rap.
Here we go again.
Get the bar out.
Once upon a time in our rewritten history, 13 bloodlines rose to power wickedly. They came from ancient lands with depravity and vices, like usury and rape and ritual sacrifices. They worshipped evil gods, but they kept the secrets hidden as they infiltrated and hijacked other religions. They conquered other countries and they printed all the money while they plotted on a plan for the control of everybody. And here we are now, still on the same path, with the devil in the details. You could do the math. Only God's got the map with the one road back. On the human racetrack, we passed the last lap with your pedophiles and Illuminati puppets operating in the shadows like roaches evading justice, subliminally teaching the wicked ways to the public, whether we knew it or not. Now we're all a product of it. See, they
Oh, I mean, I get you call it raw thoughts. Raw, I get it, right? Raw, unfiltered. He's just telling it as it is. This is a story and everything, but it don't take a smart person to kind of draw the line between, he's talking about what's going on right now. You know what I mean? That's why I love music. It's a wonderful catalyst for getting things out. But okay, all right, I get your gist. Let's go.
And Illuminati puppets operating in the shadows like roaches evading justice, subliminally teaching the wicked ways to the public, whether we knew it or not. Now we're all a product of it.
That right there, subliminally teaching the wicked ways to the public. You know what's interesting about that is that you can look back in history and there are things that we once condemned that we now accept. And it's become a part of just everyday normal life. But many people don't think about how we come to accept those things. A lot of people kind of just assume that it's going to be dropped on us, you know what I mean, immediately. And we're going to be able to tell what's right from wrong. It's introduced to you very, very slowly, like an IV drop, right? It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like your mind gets changed, and you could do this for a bunch of other stuff. But I can already see that his stuff is about to start getting me talking. And I'm going to be talking more in a general sense. I don't like going too much in specifics. I've done that before. I've done that before many other times and almost lost my channel because of one of them. But I like talking in generals and everything because I think it fuels conversations, because then you guys might talk about specifics and I can do that in the comments. You know what I mean? But yeah, based on what he said, this might be one of those long reactions, you know what I'm saying? Based on what he talking about, because you might get me talking.
Subliminally teaching the wicked ways to the public, whether we knew it or not. Now we're all a product of it. See, they desecrated nature and set fire to the wilderness, filled us with their poison and they wired us for sinfulness, stole our ancient knowledge and left us broken and ignorant, and stole our sons and daughters and fed on the stolen innocence. They groomed our behavior and turned us on our neighbors, our sons and daughters, and fed on the stolen innocence.
Stole our sons and daughters and fed them stolen innocence. That's crazy. That's a crazy bar.
They groomed our behavior and turned us on our neighbors, took away our promise and offered us false saviors. But something's gotta give when you're ruled by the takers, and in the end, us and them will meet the same maker. So I dedicate this song to those who lost their life and paid the price to tell the truth for what they thought was right. Those who up against the odds answered for the call to fight. And now it's time that the fucking darkness is brought to light.
Okay, crazy intro.
Don't get distracted. It's time to load this chamber and aim at the head of the monster now.
Okay.
So go and grab a slice of Pizzagate. John Podesta's here to serve you, eat your plate. Tony's pouring fresh adrenochrome you really need to taste. And Barack...
This is crazy. This is crazy. Obviously, F's and files redacted, but putting your lyrics in here. Whoa, Chris. Whoa. Okay.
Just here to serve you, eat your plate. Tony's pouring fresh adrenochrome you really need to taste. And Barack bought the hot dogs for over 60K in just a single day. That's what our taxes went to pay. Careful though, he'll take you paddleboarding if you tell his secrets. And stay away from his husband, she's meaner than he is. And Bill Gates is over there with a syringe and gloves, cause he likes to vaccinate the kids before he drinks their blood. And who's that chewing on a pineal gland? Oh, that's just Hillary with all that frazzle drip on her hands. That's red-handed. And there's Bill with jizz on his pants. Galena wiped the stains when her plane from Israel land. So someone grab the spirit cooker if you looking for the gravy. Abramovich, who is not a witch, well, maybe. And Gaga don't drink the goo-goo from little babies. That's crazy, she's honestly a really nice lady. And look, it's Kevin Spacey right off the set of a movie. He shot in his basement with a child and George Clooney. Weinstein funded it, Spielberg directed it, and Bono made the music and sang at a kid's benefit.
Okay. See, you obviously popping off right now, but there are some things here that is news to me, right? And I can't have I can't really have a readily made opinion because I'm in shock. Some of this stuff I ain't know. You know what I mean? Obviously, this is in the style of the redacted Epstein files. So you either speculating or you pulling information directly from there. It was when there was like 1 million pages or whatnot. I think, on the internet, it was all super like, everybody was like, oh, what's going on? But I think, people stop the general, like the public. It's like they stop caring, right? And that might not be true. It's just that now I don't see it that often. You know what I mean? Like I'd have to be personally invested, you know what I mean, to be able to see that around me. And even then, that's just showing me what my interests are. But when I say general, I mean you weren't even interested in this and it was shown in front of you. You know what I mean? Now I don't see it that often. So since I have not made it a necessity in my life to go through and read all those pages, all of this is coming to me like crazy. Some of this I might have known, because I've seen it on the internet, but a lot of this is just, whoa. So speculation, or he's taking these directly from the list.
Weinstein funded it, Spielberg directed it, and Bono made the music and sang at a kid's benefit. And George H.W. Bush is pulling the car up with every man in his family, even Barbara. Ellen's on the way from Diddy's house with Sean Carter. Cause here at Comet Ping Pong, the club is what you're part of. Oprah's on the way, but she'll be late. She's stuck in human traffic. We'll just have to film the sacrifice and show it to her after. Go and throw it on a lacy dry, but don't be losing that shit. Where's Anthony Weiner's computer? I thought that Huma had it. Just relax, take a nap with that guy in the Biden mask. Even if they catch us, we'll be fine. Just give it time to pass. Jeffrey's got our back. This shit is under.
That's crazy. Even if they catch us, we'll be fine. Just give it time to pass. To this day, you have proof of that happening, right? There might have been something that you watching this might have been up in arms with it. You swore up and down that you were super angry about it, about certain someone, and then time passed and your interest shifted elsewhere. And that person is probably still up and doing whatever they was doing before. Tell as old as time.
Biden mask, even if they catch us, we'll be fine. Just give it time to pass. Jeffrey's got our back. This shit is under control. Cause he reports directly to the people running the show. Well, gee, who could that be? What a mystery. Even with the evidence, there's not a single hint to see. And these conspiracies have been mistaken all along. So I guess we'll never know just what is really going on. But before you call it anti-Semitism, try to listen and think how I said those families infiltrated religions. At the head of every snake is a servant of Satanism. Shit, the Vatican been human trafficking since the beginning. But one little country has become their seat of power, where they plot on pandemics and wars and twin towers. Babylonian Talmudism has been the recipe, and they've been sacrificing the fucking children for centuries. And they don't give a fuck about us. We're just goy, cattle, subhuman, only here to be destroyed and extorted and abused and ruled over with lies. But don't forget, guys, they're our greatest allies. Oh man, this song is gonna get me in some fucking trouble. That Khazarian Mafia.
That's what's interesting about songs like this. Sometimes it can be shrouded in a lot of skepticism, because I'm sitting here thinking, all right, is somebody gonna truly, the way that I kind of look at it is that if this was truly like damning words that you're saying, would this still be up? Now I get it, protecting your amendment, protecting your rights, free speech and everything, but we've seen that be silenced before, time and time again, regardless of what your rights are. We've seen free speech be silenced. So the skeptic in me is just like, well, maybe you aren't silenced here, right? Because what you're saying is not that it isn't true, it's just that it isn't damning. You know what I mean? People who are in power looking at it and saying, I don't know, it's fine, whatever. You know what I mean? So then that makes me question the impact of what you're doing. You know, are you really telling us something that we don't know? Because after looking at the Epstein files, you know, some of the things I would never thought has come to light. You know, some of the things I've seen that's more damning than what you're saying here. You know what I mean? So it just makes me think about the impact of what you're doing. Why would you get in trouble for releasing this? The video is still up. Are you telling us something that is not known already? You know what I mean? Is this truly secret information? Or the way that you're attacking, is this truly got your life in danger? But you know, that's just a skip. I'm not saying that it you know, what he's doing is like all for nothing. It's just that's what's going on in my brain.
Watching you with the fallen angel. This song is gonna get me in some fucking trouble. That Khazarian Mafia's watching you with the fallen angels and Nephilim. It's time to rid society's closet of all the skeletons. So let me just be crystal fucking clear and set a precedent. If Trump is proven part of it, then burn him with the rest of them. Anyone taking cookies out of Epstein.
I mean, I saw an article that was saying that, you know, people who were proven to be in Epstein and the files and everything, and, you know, proven to, you know, take part in the heinous stuff that they were in, taking part in, got arrested, you know, outside of the country, you know, outside of America, they got arrested and everything. But nobody in America is facing any type of charge or not. I don't know the truth of that. It's all allegedly and stuff like that. Again, I don't really follow too much in politics. I didn't really know what I was getting to looking at this, but we're already here. So I'm going to do the best what I can.
If Trump is proven part of it, then burn him with the rest of them. Anyone taking cookies out of Epstein's jar.
Hold on, y'all. This, I know what this is. I know what this is. This is a torturing thing, right? The bronze bull. They would seal you. Wow. What's the significance of this? The bronze bull, they put you in there and then they light it on fire or something like that. And you're like cooked inside of it. It's like a medieval torture kind of stuff. Okay.
Every Rachel Chandler handler in Epstein's car. And if he's really still alive, his judgment will come when he's mono with God. That's an Epstein bar. We gotta break the mind control of these secret societies that kept us locked in our perception. Then they threw away the keys, making sure we never leave. And that everyone we see are incriminated, guilty celebrities on the screens who've been living double lives in the company of snakes, with the fucking balls to laugh at it right in front of our face. And it's hard when we grew up to love a lot of these stars, but it's time we see the monsters for exactly who they are. Fully cut ties with. That's
facts. You know, you're seeing idols and stuff that you looked up to, you know, not be who they really thought. And, you know, the best way to protect yourself from, you know, putting so much faith in somebody is remembering that nobody is all good and nobody is all bad, right? It's impossible, right? Whoever you were perceiving to be all good, there is some bad. It all boils down to what are you willing to accept? You know what I mean? What bad can they do that you're willing to overlook? And maybe that's what's happening. Maybe you're not finding any bad. Maybe you're mistaking the bad as good, and then somebody's all good. So therefore, when something is presented forward, oh my God, I can't believe this and everything, you know, while it is shocking and everything, it doesn't like super like, oh, I can't, oh man. Because, you know, I think to myself, nobody is all good. You know what I mean? So.
These with the fucking balls to laugh at it right in front of our face. And it's hard when we grew up to love a lot of these stars, but it's time we see the monsters for exactly who they are. And fully cut ties with the idols of our youth, cause our childhood heroes have been hiding from the truth. But the reckoning is coming, ain't no running from the proof. So give every sick fuck at the pizzeria a noose. At the all white parties, show up in black, pulling up the eyes wide shut in a ski mask. Kerosene in hand while I'm flicking a lit match, and burn it all down till it's nothing but ash. Raw thoughts. And now it's feeling like the whole world's cursed. The devil lurks while he ushers in this hell on earth. And a one world government's looming out in the distance. A new world order is coming for the resistance.
One world government. He said, coming for the resistance. Hey, that's a conversation right there. This isn't a political channel, right? I don't usually react to political stuff on here. And it's that way for a reason. But every now and then I'll have a reaction to it and whatnot. But that's a whole nother discussion right there.
While all governments looming out in the distance, a new world order is coming for the resistance. While all we do is bicker till it's ripping us apart, as the globalists controlling us and stripping us for parts, while they reset the score on the brink of world war. As I look around, I don't recognize it anymore. Feel a wheeze from the geoengineering on the breeze, while they blocking out the sky right in front of us to see, fucking with us with the frequencies of 5G, interacting with the graphene from the vaccines, and the food that we eat is poison down to the seeds. Hard to even call it food when Pfizer's making the cheese, while the algorithm focused us on how we disagree. They've been building us a prison with digital IDs. So this ain't an act of violence, it's an act of defiance. It's a fucking middle finger to these pedophile tyrants, a reminder to the rebels who won't give them their compliance when the pressure's on, never getting threatened into silence, and still hit the field while the home team's losing. Keep a cool head through the cries and confusion, keep an open mind through the lies and illusions, and try to be a good human. So one last...
All right there, man. Keep an open mind, right? Try not to get funneled into tunnel vision and everything. Always kind of keep your head on a swivel. And man, it's tough. It really is, man. You know, and information is just coming from all over the place, and you really got to kind of take your time not to get kind of swept up in it. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm raising 2 young kids right now, and it's difficult trying to decipher what's going on in the world, you know, because I obviously have my own ideals of what I believe is best for my children. And sometimes, you know, depending on what's going out, you know, me as a father, I kind of feel like you know, it's almost like the world wants to raise my children, but when things go wrong, I'm the one that sit here. I'm the one that's left with the consequences of it, right? It's like I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't feel it too much, but me and my wife talk about it all the time now that we got 2 little ones. It's just our greatest fear is not being in control on how we decide to raise our kids, right? We're the ones who brought them into this world. They're our responsibility. They aren't the world's responsibility. You know what I mean? So, you know, but I do understand, like, the law comes in place. You want to make sure that there's no abuse, you know, of course, get that out of here. You know what I mean? We're talking about loving, kind parents. That's what I'm talking about here. And you know, it's just scary. It's just a scary time. You know, we talk about it all the time, but scary stuff, man. But, you know, just got to keep your head on a swivel, you know, be alert, be what's going on. It's just scary times. I feel like it's a scary time to be raising children.
The home team's losing. Keep a cool head through the cries and confusion, keep an open mind through the lies and illusions, and try to be a good human. So one last time, this the finale, put it to bed, because after this there won't be nothing left to be said. And I hope that after all of this, at least I made you think. That was always my intention for sharing what's in my head. It was never about the vision, I just needed y'all to listen and wake the fuck up from this nightmare that we live in. So hate or love it, if I got you to question the system with all these raw thoughts, then I accomplished the mission. And the thoughts were my own. In a world where the loudest opposition is controlled, I don't claim to have the answer. Really, all I've ever known is I gotta speak on it if I feel it in my bones. I've been right about a lot of things, wrong about some others. Shadow banned and demonized, still I never stuttered. Cause from the very start, I just said what's in my heart. So one last time, raw thoughts, motherfucker.
Oh, okay. He said he'd been shadow banned. Y'all believe that? What we talking about out here in the comments? Truth is like lying, you have to defend it. Let it loose, it will defend itself. Okay, so we got some quotes in here. Most important rap song to drop of all time, 10 million. Yeah, I do believe that something like this for sure would have broken a lot more views. I don't know if it's really like shadow ban or anything. Sometimes I often think that, you know, whenever you're saying stuff like this, you know, people are protective of their, you know, their bubble, their space. They don't want to subject themselves to something that may cause them to question everything that they were very sure about. You know what I mean? So they stop being curious and instead kind of just latch on to what they know because they don't want to be proven wrong. No, you know what I mean? So they distance themselves from that information because, you know, I'm always right. There isn't anything you could do to tell me that I'm wrong. So I'm just not going to listen to you. You know, you can call it closed-minded. I won't be quick to say that it's super closed-minded. It's just like one of them things where it's like, I think it's short-sighted, if you will. I can't say closed-minded, right? I'll say short-sighted. So I think, you know, like you said earlier, it's always important to kind of keep your head on a swivel for information and stuff like that. But Yeah, he got me talking for sure. And he said that at the end of the song that was one of his goals. I mean, I always keep my head on a swivel. You know what I mean? The reason why I don't really react to politics and stuff like that is because it's just chaos. It's never ending. I'd rather stick to music. You know what I mean? Like music. No, stuff that just makes you feel good, feel emotional, stuff like that. Not anything with like political under message. But anyway, this was good stuff. I'm already yapping. Yeah, let me know what y'all thought about it down in the comments or what your raw thoughts are. Hey, Dave's out.